Hello my fellow freedom builders and welcome back to the channel. It is Monday and therefore it's time to a couple of new swing trading candidates. Well, I actually have 3 today, but 2 of them are in the same industry, so you might only choose one of them if you're going for that. First of all, remember this is only inspiration as to how I swing trade, so please put your own strategies and methods to work here to decide if you should invest or trade any of these. I should also say that even though I am adding these swing trading candidates to our swing trading portfolio here in MyStockScanner, there is on Wednesday, there is the FOMC meeting. That is where Fed is coming out telling us what they have decided to have the interest rate on. And we can see right now that the market is pricing in a probability of around 75% for a rate pause, meaning that they are not doing anything with the interest rate for now. There's a 25% chance or probability. This is priced in by the market, so it can move quickly, but a 25% probability of a single rate hike. Now, if they keep it at 5%, it is interesting to see what will happen in July, because at that point, there's actually a fairly okay probability that they will hike in July instead. So it will be interesting, and I believe mostly a pause right now, as with the market here, but also it will be interesting to hear what Powell has to say about the expectations in the near future here. So it's just to say that if you are swing trading, you might consider if today is the day you will enter the market, because it can create quite a lot of volatility here when we hit Tuesday actually with the inflation rates, the CPI from United States, and then Wednesday with the FOMC meeting. Just a little thing to be aware of. Let's have a quick look at the 3 swing trading candidates. The first one is Monster Beverage Corporation. Now, as you can see, a new feature here with MyStockScanner. I will say that many of you have asked where can we reach, where can we get a hold of this stock scanner. I'll put a link in the text below the YouTube video. It's not that it is up and ready yet. However, you can put your email on a waiting list, and then we'll let you know when it comes out. It will be mostly free, and there'll also be a paid version a bit further down the road, but most of this will basically just be free for everyone. So, Monster Beverage Corp here, you can see that we have come up with some stock scores. We are measuring value, quality, momentum, and then the average of all of this, giving an overall stock score. So an 80 here is very good. This is the quality and momentum. That is what I look mostly at. That is compared to the region where the stock is. So this will be North America here. So this is in an absolute top from quality and momentum's perspective compared to other US companies. We can go down, we can look at some of their return on capital, return on equity and margin here. They're very good. Petrosky score is kind of average, but overall the analysts' estimates are between a buy and a strong buy up here. So that is very good. Looking at the value chart, we can see that the average PE over the last 10 years have been 38.53. And if they can fulfill their estimates here for the next couple of years, and the investors are still interested in paying 38 in PE for this, we could see a climb up, if you're a bit of a longer term investor, up towards around 70 here. It can be interesting to go down and see what on 5 years, well, that is 35 in average PE. Over 3 years it's 39. So basically it seems like the investors are quite steady in their evaluation of how much they will pay in price earning here. That has been quite steady both on 3, 5 and 10 years average. Last but not least, we will have a look at the TPI chart. If you have seen some of my other videos, you know this is a long trend, that is green. We have, and let me just draw here for a quick explanation, the deep red here. If you know a bit about stock pricing, you know that stocks are moving in downtrends, consolidation or accumulation phases, uptrends, accumulation phases, downtrends, and so on. And if we are looking at this, that is basically what this is statistically shown. We can see, and the green one here, that is a weekly graph that I'm mostly looking at. We can see we are in an uptrend here. It doesn't mean that the market will be moving up This is just a statistical measurement of the waves here. Then we actually go directly into a downtrend without an accumulation phase. Then we have an accumulation phase here. We have an uptrend. The light green is an accumulation phase. Then we have a downtrend. That is actually a very strong signal when you can have a downtrend here and the market is, or the stock is just going sideways. We have an uptrend and so on. So what I'm looking for is actually these light red, where the stock is in an accumulation phase after a downtrend. And then I look for a break up where we start an uptrend on the daily. So that is actually where we are now with the Monster Beverage here. So that is quite interesting. And if we take a quick look over here, we can see the long-term trend is very nice. We can see that it is kind of respecting or bouncing on the moving averages here. So overall, this actually looks very good for a potential swing trade, maybe up towards the 60 area, maybe even further. I'll have a look at that. But that was the first of the stocks today. The number 2 stock is Visa. Let's just have a quick look at that. Coming up here. That is the credit card company. If we start to have a look here at the overall stock score, 81 and the stock score is great. Quality at 99 and momentum at 87. That is very good. We can see that return on capital, equity and margins are very good here. And we can also see that the Petrosky and everything plays out very well here. We can see that the earnings per share growth here down here are quite steady, although it is maybe declining a bit, but still some nice 2-digit gains here. If we're looking at the value chart, we can see that if investors are willing to pay the same price earning and they fulfill the estimated growth rates here, we can see that there should be some reasonable value upwards in this. And looking at the TPI chart here, we can see we are in a green trend. We are in an accumulation phase here, the light red. And the same for the daily. So that is a point where we could be looking for some spikes up here. Looking at Visa over here, we have it here. Again, the trend might be a bit more messy compared to, for instance, Monster's Beverage, but still it is looking fairly okay. Some will have a look at this area and say this could be an area of some resistance if we get up here. But then again, it is fairly high up here. And if I were to take this, I would probably go for something like 5 or 7% up here for a swing trade. The earnings are getting a bit close here and I would like to get out before the earnings. So I might take a position in this today. I think it looks fairly good. The last one is in the same industry. That is Mastercard here. And having a look at the summary of Mastercard, we can see it's a bit lower. It's a 77 on the stock score. We're still at 99 in quality and 84 in momentum. It's still fairly okay. I will make some videos about these scores later to explain them. We can see the return on capital, equity and margin are extremely good up here. That is actually quite amazing. One thing I'll also make a video about in the coming future is the dividends, because what we do like to see is both that the earnings cover, meaning how many times can they pay the dividends with the earnings they have, and especially with the free cash flow they have. We do like to see a lot of free cash flow down here. We can see the free cash flow is actually growing nicely here. That is what we like to see. Then they might pay out dividends, they might reinvest, they might want to buy back their own shares. They can do a lot with this free cash flow, but we do like to see the free cash flow though. The value chart here is also quite impressive. We can see that if they follow the projections and investors are willing to pay the average PE of 36, there is actually some very good movement upwards here if you're a bit of a long-term investor. On the TPI chart, we can see the green trend, we can see the accumulation phase after a downtrend, and we can see it has entered an accumulation phase on the daily chart. Looking at the Mastercard over here, we can see again a nice uptrend. However, compared to, let's have a look at the Visa again, just quickly. We can see there's this one top here that some would be a bit concerned about. Then there is a bit of a mess here, but nothing really something to be worried about, not something I would worry about. I'm not really looking into a single top to the left here. That doesn't mean too much to me. However, if we are looking at something like this, I might be a bit more concerned because what we see here is an area where the big investors have rejected here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times just over the last couple of years. So this 380, 390 area seems to be an area where there could be some serious resistance. So since I think I'm only taking one of these two. I don't want to take two almost identical stocks here to put in the swing trading portfolio. So I'll probably take Visa, and one of the reasons is that Mastercard simply has a lot more resistance here, just above the price here, whereas Visa has a single top that could worry a little bit, but then again not much, and it's a bit farther away. So between Visa and Mastercard, I would probably pick Visa, and this is just my opinion, and it is just for swing trade. There might be a billion other reasons to pick Mastercard that you think of. You're welcome to write it in the comment section below, but I will probably pick Visa and then Monster Beverage for the swing trading portfolio, where we already have, if we take a look at this, I did an update in the weekend about this, but in the position part we can see we did sell Trade Desk, but we have Densbury, we have Arthur Gallagher, and we have Affiliate Managers Group here. And then I think today we will put Monsters Beverage and probably Visa in here as well, so we have a bit more exposure to the market. It is interesting to see what happens Tuesday and Friday with the inflation rate and the interest rates. But this is a demonstration portfolio to show you how I swing trade. So I'll take the trades today, and then I'm going to show you in a video on Wednesday, I'm going to show you another way you can actually invest in these stocks if you think they're good long-term buys and you want to make somewhere between 6 and 12% per year in a very, very secure and safe way with minimum drawdown. So watch out for the video on Wednesday, and that's all for now. Take care of yourself and your money out there, and I'll talk to you again Wednesday. Bye.